देखे क्रिकेट टीवी, जहां मिलने लगी क्रिकेट की सारी बातें, जहां जोश भी है, जहां होश भी है, जहां क्रिकेट है, आओ देखे क्रिकेट टीवी।
Hello and welcome back to Cricket TV, where we talk about cricket and everything about cricket. Yesterday, we recorded the first lost episode of Cricket TV. You'll never get to see it, but let's do a replay today. We have Narayan sir and Nikhil sir with us. Two people who spots momentum shifts before they start trending on Twitter. We have Brinda Gotawala with us. She's our newest edition, brings lots of shairis, and today's episode will start with the shairi. So, Brinda.
यस प्लीज थैंक यू। आखिरी सांसों तक थमा रहा मैदान, हर गेंद पे लिखी गई एक नई दास्तान। 6 रन का फासला, दिलों का तूफान, इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड बना यादों का इम्तिहान।
Wow, wow.
क्या बात है,
That's
बहुत
true.
अच्छे, वेरी नाइसली सेड। हर बॉल पे लिखा था, हर गेंद पे लिखा था, लिखी थी एक नई दास्तान। क्या बात है, बहुत बढ़िया। I think that actually summarizes not only this yesterday's or the day before's match or yesterday's match. I lost track of time, but the entire series. I think every ball was a suspense, every wicket was a suspense, every run was a suspense, and I think I have never seen witnessed such a test series. Maybe 1981, maybe 2002. And we'll talk about that as we go ahead. But yes, I think every moment was packed with action, excitement, suspense, not knowing what's happening. And I think that's what cricket is all about, and that's what we love. Me and Narayan, we follow this game for the last 40, 50 years. At least I'm following for the last 52, 53 years, I think. And I think it is this uncertainty about cricket that attracts you to the game and which keeps you glued to the TV or to the commentary. And we never had TV earlier days. We used to have the radio stuck to our ears. And I think this was one of those, oh my God, heart stopping. Not good for a heart patient like me. So one doesn't want so many close finishes. But otherwise, I think it was a fantastic half an hour. I saw the last 3 wickets falling, and oh my God, what brilliant! I think hats off to Siraj and Krishna.
Yeah. So, शुरुआत करते हैं, टॉस से शुरुआत करते हैं. Ollie Pope wins the toss and says, India, you bat. So, was it a tactic? Was it a charity? I mean, we at Cricket TV, we defend, means we love when India bats first and third, but we won with a very small margin. So, Nikhil sir, once more.
So, I've always maintained batting at number 1 and 3 is always good for India. However weak India's bowling is, जितना भी आप क्रिटिसाइज करिए कि भारत की गेंदबाजी कमजोर है, भारत की बल्लेबाजी बहुत ही मजबूत है। जब प्रेशर का सवाल आता है, जब प्रेशर आता है, तब मुझे लगता है कि आप इतिहास देखेंगे तो हमेशा जब भारत किसी स्कोर को डिफेंड कर रहा है एज बॉलिंग लास्ट and wanting to ensure that the opposite team does not reach that goal, we have more or less succeeded. Not all the time, but I would say the score there is higher than the score where we were chasing. And I think one of the reasons is that हमेशा से इतिहास से आप देखेंगे तो हमारी जो बल्लेबाजी थी वो सिर्फ एक या दो बल्लेबाज के ऊपर बहुत आधारित थी। जब गावस्कर थे तब सब सनी गावस्करी करते थे, जब वाडेकर थे तब वाडेकरी करते थे, सरदेसाई करते थे, फिर सचिन आए, सचिन, फिर सहवाग, फिर द्रविड़। It was so person centric that you did not have 6 people or 7 people or 8 people batting uniformly. But on the bowling side, you had everybody chipping in. We had 4 of the greatest spinners during our time when me and Narayan started following cricket. And then we had the Kapil Dev era when those 3, 4, 5 pacers came together and everybody contributed. So I think the bowling जो हमारी भारत की जो गेंदबाजी थी वो एक बॉलिंग मशीन की तरह साथ में आती थी और आती है, इसलिए वो एक ज्यादा सफलता पाती है। और मैं तो कहूंगा कि ये तो बॉलिंग का ही एक विक्ट्री था कल इस टेस्ट में, 5वें टेस्ट में, न कि बल्लेबाजी का। क्योंकि जब जब और बॉलिंग की ही हार थी, क्योंकि इंग्लैंड ने जब भारत को 300 जो भी रन बनाए हमने दूसरी बारी में बनाने दिए, वो मेरे ख्याल से उनकी सबसे बड़ी कमजोरी थी. दे वर विदाउट देयर फ्रंट लाइन bowlers. Vokes was injured, so I mean we have to give leave it for that, that they were playing with one bowler less than and one of the experienced bowlers, and two of them were sitting out. They had Atkinson and one more new bowler coming in, so they also had a certain, a certain weakness in the bowling armor, which allowed India to go to that score, which allowed us ultimately to win with 6 runs. But I think all in all, a good performance. I still think we'll come back to the captaincy part of Shubman Gill, but and I'll ask Narayan to speak and Brinda to come in on what they think, what was important and what made us win the test.
I agree with Nikhil that India 1-3 is always good than 2-4, and it has happened in the recent past also. कई बार हुआ है, अच्छा हुआ है. तो मेरे ख्याल से एक टर्निंग पॉइंट इंडिया के लिए रहा वाज वोक्स की इंजरी. सो वोक्स इंजरी होने के बाद में वो सेकंड इनिंग में बॉलिंग नहीं कर पाए और इंडिया कुड स्कोर दो 396 रन्स. नो डाउट credit has to be given to Jaiswal and to the other lower middle like Jadeja, Jurel, Sundar. They lifted the score otherwise. लेकिन इंग्लैंड की भी पूरी टीम नहीं थी और इंडिया में भी बुमराह नहीं खेल रहे थे. हालांकि इंडिया ने दोनों टेस्ट इस सीरीज में जीते हैं जिसमें बुमराह नहीं खेले हैं. सो ये भी एक पैराडॉक्स है. वी डोंट नो हाउ इट वर्क्स. लेकिन बाकी बॉलर ने चैलेंज लिया. सिराज, प्रसिद्ध, आकाशदीप इस मैच में जो चैलेंज लिया है बॉलिंग करने का और 20 विकेट लेने का, ये बहुत सराहनीय है. और 6 रन की विक्ट्री या 1 रन की विक्ट्री, हमारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी में क्या है, 200 मार्क भी आए और 40 मार्क आए एक सब्जेक्ट के अंदर तो आप पास हो जाते हो. फिर कोई नहीं गिनता है कि कितने मार्क्स आए. हालांकि ये 6 रन इज द इंडियाज लोवेस्ट मार्जिन इंडिया इज वन एनी टाइम. सो एक ये भी है. तो ठीक है, अच्छा रहा. सो दैट इज द इनिशियल थॉट्स. हेतवी.
Yes. तो इन इसी से हम आते हैं कि what was the turning point for this match? Was it Vok's injury or was it Akash Deep 66, Jaiswal and Akash Deep's 118 runs 10, or was it Siraj's 5 wicket? Was what do you think was it?
I'll just make one observation here, and I think the one incident that is missing out in all our discussions about the match. 92 for no loss at I think 12.5 overs, 92 for
Yeah.
no loss. And our friend Ben Duckett, or what's his first name? I think Ben Duckett, tries to reverse sweep Akash Deep out of Khunnas. He wants to score runs.
Correct.
And he gets caught by Dhruv Jurel. I think irresponsible shot. After 12 overs, you are at 92, almost at 8 runs and over. You have almost finished India's frontline pacemen. They are all down and out morally. They are wondering what the hell is happening over here when we made 224 and these guys are like playing as if it's a one-day international. And then that shot, which then opened up everything, exposed the number 2, number 3, number 4. I think there are these very small instances that happen in any innings that suddenly you don't realize at that point. 92 तो बनाए थे ना, तो क्या हुआ, आउट हो गया. 92 बना के आउट हुआ, लेकिन उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव 92 बनाने का नहीं था. और ये जो ओपनिंग पेयर था, ये हमेशा 150, 200, 125, 150 बनाने की क्षमता रखता है. तो मुझे लगता है वो एक जो फर्स्ट इनिंग में जहां 247 ही बना पाई इंग्लैंड, सिर्फ 23 रन का लीड लिया, उसमें एक बहुत ही मेजर कंट्रीब्यूशन था इस विकेट का, जहां पे बॉलिंग देयर वाज नथिंग इन द बॉल. It was a standard normal ball. It was not a wicket taking ball. It was a stupid shot. It was I think an arrogant shot to play. You wanted to show Akash Deep that I can hit you in any part of the ground, and don't it was more a ego there, where because a lot of there was a lot of thing on the ground, a lot of talking happening, staring at each other, going into the face of the batsman. I think that psychological battle was won by Akash Deep with that one stupid shot of Duckett, which got him out at a very important juncture for India. And I think that turned sort of made England make only 247. Had the lead been more, had they landed up with say 300, 350, 400, it would have been very difficult for us to save the match. So I think I would put that one incident as one of the 2-3 turning points, Narayan.
So that was one of the turning points. And after that, Siraj and Prasid bowled their hearts out, and they restricted England to 23 only, you know. तो आप जैसे कहा आपने कि 12 ओवर में 92 रन थे, बेसबॉल की तरह से खेल रहे थे, और फिर वो एक आकाशदीप के बॉल के ऊपर डकेट ने एक रिवर्स स्वीप मारने की कोशिश की और उसमें आउट हो गए, सो आप ये भी देखोगे, इंडिया ने भी अपने लास्ट 4 विकेट 6 रन में खोए थे फर्स्ट इनिंग के अंदर। इंग्लैंड ने भी लास्ट 5 विकेट है ना 52 रन में खोए हैं, जबकि people are always writing about lower middle of Indian only, then nobody is talking of England. तो एक वो भी है। सो एक वो अच्छा था। दूसरा मेरे को लगता है सेकंड इनिंग में जायसवाल का एक ड्रॉप होने के बाद में, जब राहुल ने उसको समझाया, उसके बाद में जो इनिंग उसने खेली है, और आकाशदीप नाइट वॉचमैन में आने के बाद में 66 रन मारे, और उनकी पार्टनरशिप 107, इट्स द थर्ड विकेट स्टैंड के लिए ओवल में सबसे बढ़िया पार्टनरशिप रही है। That was also a turning point. Apart from, as I mentioned, lower इंडिया खेला, लेकिन वो एक जो गेम था ना, और जायसवाल के 90% शॉट्स was behind the wicket, जबकि वो आदमी है, उसके 90 विकेट शॉट्स आगे विकेट के सामने होते हैं, ठोकने के अंदर छक्के चौके मारता है वो आदमी। तो एक उसने अपना जो टेम्परामेंट, अपना धैर्य नहीं खोया, उसने वर्किंग करी, दिमाग लगाया कि भाई मेरे को यहाँ रहना है और मेरे को इस इनिंग को बढ़ा के भारत को आगे लेके जाना। सो दैट वाज वन मोर टर्निंग पॉइंट अकॉर्डिंग टू मी। या हेतवी।
Since we are talking so much about Akash Deep, his send off to Duckett, that has been going viral on the internet right now, the way he did it. We don't encourage such actions on cricket TV at all. हमें याद है IPL में वो दिग्वेश राठी का, we have never appreciated that in any sense. But what do you think? Was it okay? Was it cheeky? Should that be done?
Such things are never okay. Such things are never okay. And whatever one may say कि ये एक जोश में हो गया, कि एक फ्लो ऑफ द प्ले में हो गया। आप एक तो होते कि आप जुबान से कुछ बोलें, कि आप एक दूरी रखते हैं, आप उसको यू स्टेयर एट हिम, आपको घूरते हैं और कुछ आप बोलते हैं। लेकिन इसने जो किया कि उसके कंधे पे हाथ रखा, और उसके कंधे पे हाथ रख के उसको चला के आगे उसके कान में बोलते बोलते ले गया, मेरे ख्याल से ये ओवरस्टेप बाउंड्री। You don't get physical with a player, never. And for me at least, Duckett not responding to that, credit goes to Duckett, because anybody else would have said, take the hand off my shoulder. It's not done. Okay, and we're not friends on the pitch. We may be friends in the pavilion. आप जब मैदान में होते हो तो आप एक दूसरे के एडवर्सरी है, और and you respect the adversary. So I think it was not done. It was taking too much liberty, especially with Englishmen. Also, remember, if it was a Bangladeshi or a Sri Lankan or if it was part of the Pan-Asian, we do these things. But there are certain cultural distances that you must always respect. And I think that to me, I was a bit shocked when I saw that. I saw it live, and I was wondering what Duckett will do. And I think full credit to him. He just walked away quietly. He didn't say anything, and neither did he show by any body language that he was very, very upset, or he didn't show his haughtiness or arrogance, which he could have at that point of time. So I think not done. That young man has to learn कि ये सब चीज नहीं चलता है, honestly.
नहीं, मैच रेफरी भी इसका ध्यान देगा, एक आध दिन में अपने को मालूम पड़ेगा इसका। दे विल नॉट टेक इट वेरी लाइटली।
Yeah. So
I feel
yes.
just like we see in IPL, there is this fair play of like fair play ranking. So do we have any such thing when this kind of international test or ODI is going on?
I
No,
think
there
they're
is no
just
measure of
trying.
fair play. That as it is in the IPL, in test matches, they don't do that, and the ICC does not promote it, I think. Well, it's very difficult to, judge these things, but these overt things normally don't happen. They happen in a very subtle manner. This was too much in your face, and I think a little overdone. So I think, and it goes beyond what Digvesh Rathi used to do. That was at least he kept his distance from the player. You don't do this. You never ever do that. And I think Akash Deep must be penalized for him to understand that he made a mistake.
Yeah,
और
definitely.
उधर आईपीएल में क्या होता है, 10 टीमें होती है, एंड दे प्ले अमंग देमसेल्व्स, सो देयर कुड बी अ रैंकिंग। ये क्या 1-1 है, इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड, टेस्ट मैचेस में या ओडीआई सीरीज में, तो इसमें कुछ ज्यादा नहीं है. मैच रेफरी विल टेक अ कॉल ऑन दैट, एंड आई फुल्ली अग्री विद निखिल दैट कल्चर टू कल्चर ऑल्सो बहुत डिपेंड करता है, बेसिकली वो हिसाब से.
And can we make this a little lighter? And I feel, don't you think that even our Indradev played a very good role in, making us win this match?
Yes, that could be a turning point.
देखिए ऐसा है ना, तो वो व्हाट्सएप पे आता है ना, मोहम्मद और कृष्णा,
हाँ.
यहाँ पे है उसने सामने पोप को हरा दिया. और
Nice, nice. And and
तो
and sir, what do you feel that if the
and
same
and
match
in
would have
front of Dharam Sena.
In
in
front
front
of
of Dharam
Dharam
Singh.
Sena.
What is the
nice.
question, Vrinda?
Yeah, the question was that do you feel that if the match was continued on the same day, what would have it led to?
Had rain not happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If it would have not stopped.
No, so again, it's these are all ifs and buts, but I think the equal the environment helping the bowlers is always the key in England.
Yes,
And
yes.
in English conditions, this is what makes a difference to the match. Whether you're on the batting side, on the bowling side, winning side, losing side, doesn't matter. Well, equal for everybody. So I think it did make a difference because you did get 2 wickets. If you remember, they were at something for four up to a certain stage, and then they lost 2 wickets on before the end of the 4 days play, and therefore they came in with just 4 wickets remaining. And those 2 wickets that went largely went due to the ball being able to seam and swing and be a bit and do a bit unpredictable things that a set batsman could not judge, because it's about a set batsman also, right? The batsman has been playing for the last 30, 40, 50 overs. He knows how the ball is going to move. He sees in English, there's a saying in cricket that he started seeing the ball like a football. So he knows exactly, even with a small ball, he can see it so big, he knows exactly what's going to happen to it. So when it rains, when it gets clouded, then the ball starts doing things that the batsman cannot predict. That's when have the most opportunity to take a wicket that you would otherwise not have taken. And I think that obviously contributed to those 2 wickets, fifth and sixth wickets. But you cannot take away from the skill of the bowler to take advantage of the conditions, because the conditions are there. That doesn't help by itself. You must know that this is the condition, this is what is going to happen, and so this is how I must bowl to this batsman. I think a lot of credit has to go to those bowlers who took those 2 wickets.
Yeah, I agree definitely. But and while we won the match, we drawed the series. Was there any possibility of us? I mean, should we have won the match? Should we have won the series? I mean, yeah, coach or captainship should have been different. The selectors should have selected a different, playing 11. So was there a chance of us winning instead of drawing it? Because we almost, I mean, we felt there were so many winning moments. We lost one match, we had a draw, and दोनों ही मैच में हमने ऐसा सोचा कि we should have won it, or we weren't that upset on the loss because the way Jadeja and Washington Sundar played the when we draw it. And I think the one we lost, I don't remember what happened right now, but
22 runs.
yes, with 22 runs.
Narayan,
So
you go first. I'll come in later.
So इसमें ऐसा है कि see two scenarios. India lost by 22 runs and India won by 6 runs. और वही सेट के लोग हैं, अपन 192 नहीं बना सके, है ना, अपन 170 में सलट गए, और यहाँ अपन ने 396 को भी 376 को भी डिफेंड कर लिया. करेक्ट. सो एक तो ये बहुत यंग टीम है, मतलब सॉरी, दे हैव अ यंग कैप्टन आल्सो. टीम भी बहुत एक नई है. ऑल द बिग स्टॉलवर्ड्स हैव रिटायर्ड इन द लास्ट 6 months बेसिकली. तो एक टीम को री इन्वेंट करना भी एक डिफिकल्ट है. कोच भी नया, मतलब कोच फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर टीम आल्सो इज न्यू. देयर वर अदर कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ कोचेस अर्लियर विद कैप्टन्स, उनकी जम गई थी. तो आई थिंक लुकिंग एट द एंटायर सिनेरियो, इवन a 2-2 draw is like a win for India actually. Like how it came in the papers today, from Raj to Siraj in August. So from 1947 to 2025, we have moved a long way. So we have to give credit to the people, to the players who have batted here, who have bowled. And ऐसा नहीं है, the way England play, they play baseball. तो उनका वो कब टेम्पो बढ़ा दे में, वो कब टेम्पो कम कर दे में अपने को पता नहीं चलता है ना। अभी निखिल ने कहा कि 92 था 12 में और फिर 220 247 में सलट गए उन लोग, सो उनका स्टाइल एक अलग है, उसको अडेप्ट करना। प्लस लाइक वी ऑलवेज से कि इन इंग्लैंड इन वन डे यू कैन सी ऑल 4 सीजन्स, तो उसको भी एकम्स्टम होना। प्लस इसमें से 2 ही प्लेयर या 3 ही प्लेयर थे जो इसके पहले इंग्लैंड में खेले, बाकी पूरी टीम नहीं है। ये इंग्लैंड में कभी खेला नहीं है, काउंटी भी नहीं खेला, सो दे डोंट नो हाउ द कंडीशंस आर। तो लुकिंग एट दैट, इवन a 2-2 is good. We should have won that 22 runs. We should have scored that 192 that point of time. लेकिन नहीं हुआ, but still it's a good match. करोड़ों इंडियंस के लिए क्रिकेट एक रिलीजन है। जिस तरह से फटाके फूटे हैं, है ना, कल आई वॉज शॉक कि फटाके जमा कैसे करके मालूम नहीं पड़ा था कि हारेगी कि जीतेगी, और फिर भी 15-20 मिनट तक नॉन स्टॉप फटाके फूट रहे हैं ना। सो इंडिया स्क्रिप्टेड हिस्ट्री एट ओवल, यंग इंडिया केम ऑफ एज, and not only they drew the series, in fact they won fans and critics. At the start of the season, it was an untested team and untested captain. So in that scenario I think it's a win-win scenario. दो दो दिख रहा है लेकिन इंडिया के लिए अच्छा है. Apart from that, we'll discuss about the coach and the captain later on.
Or you mentioned that we lost the match that we should have won. I think you should also remember that we drew a match that we should have lost.
Yes.
And that match we had no right to draw. We played so badly, and England played so well. So I think we must balance out our analysis of what the team did by looking at matches where we lost, where we should have won, and matches where we did not lose, where we should have lost. So I think that draw sort of offset that that loss we had when we should have won. And then of course the last match was the humdinger. And I think if I was to see give my thinking, did we was the result unfair to India and it should have been in India's favor? I think not. I think England also played well. They discharged themselves very well. And remember, they don't have veteran players. Ben Stokes is playing with a lot of new players out there. Jamie Smith he's not a veteran, and he was a key player in this series. If you saw, he was instrumental in two of the big wins of England that England won, both the matches that England won, and new wicket keeper, so sort of like Dhruv Jurel. So if you see how Stokes marshaled his resources and was able to get those 2 victories, I think brilliant, very well done, and his own personal performance in the 4 matches that he played. So all in all, I would think this is the result that the two teams deserved. Neither team deserved to lose the series, and I think so. A 2-2 draw actually does justice to the talent, skill, and the way they played. Both teams gave everything. I think even the last, when the last wicket went, Siraj took that last wicket. We focused on the Indians. You should have looked at the Englishmen. They were devastated. They wanted to win. They didn't want India to do a 2-2. So I think a lot of credit to them. And with Vokes coming out with that broken hand to ensure that at least there's a chance for the other batsmen to try and make those runs. That speaks a lot for the spirit of the Englishman also in the cricket. Right. Like how we did, like how Rishabh Pant did. So it was man to man, head to head, romance for romance, revenge for revenge, anger for anger. I think on every score, आप किसी भी भावना की तथ्य के एंगल से देखिए तो मुझे लगता है टक्कर तो बिल्कुल कांटे की थी। इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं हो सकती है कि दोनों टीम बिल्कुल बराबर बराबर के स्तर पे है, और ये जो रिजल्ट है 2-2 बिल्कुल जस्टिफाइड है मेरे हिसाब से।
Sir, I feel just like yesterday you were saying that it was the pure magic. It was cinematic, totally taking us back to 90s, and it was the biggest advertisement for the Test cricket.
Yes.
This generation is losing on the Test cricket, but this match is something, the series was something that everyone would never really forget. Now look back to it, and then the magic of cricket, the Test series. So,
as
yes.
Narayan says, unfortunately, cricket has become a game of 4s and 6s. Cricket is not a game of 4s and 6s. Cricket is a game of good bowling, good fielding, good captaincy, strength of character, coming out when you're injured, not giving up when you're down and out. All these angles cannot come out in 3 hours of playing cricket in 20 overs. These emotions, these strengths of character cannot come in 3 hours. They come in 5 days when you are there and when you're put to test, when every angle of your skill is put to test. I think that's why it's called a test match. Why do you call it a test match? What does it test? I mean, we should do some research on this. Why is it called a test match?
Yes,
There must be some
true.
reason why the
We
Englishman
will
called it a
come
test,
back
right?
with this the next time. Yes.
So it actually tests you. It actually tests your stamina. It tests your not only physical stamina, your mental stamina, your ability. And I said this initially when we started reviewing this, the ability to concentrate for 5 days. You have to be on the ball. The moment you lose concentration, like Duckett did and went for that reverse shot and he got out, that's loss of concentration. You concentrate where you are. What are you? Every ball is important. Every moment is important. Every thing that you do is critical. A drop catch can change the whole a leg going over the boundary line. Everything can change the course of a match. And then you have to fight back. You have enough time to fight back. In a T20, हो गया, चलो घर चलो. यहाँ पे आपके पास जैसे जिंदगी में होता है ना, आप गलती करते हो, लेकिन उस गलती को सुधारने का आपको ऊपर वाला एक
Chance.
मौका देता है. टेस्ट मैच ऐसा है, आप गलती करिए, बिल्कुल करिए, कोई हर्जा नहीं है, क्योंकि आपको उस 5 दिन में उस गलती सुधारने का मौका फिर से मिलेगा. 2 इनिंग्स है, इसलिए 2 इनिंग्स खेले जाते हैं. आपने एक इनिंग में गलती की, अब नेक्स्ट इनिंग में आप उसका सुधारा करिए. तो मुझे लगता है ये जो फॉर्म ऑफ क्रिकेट है इज अ ग्रेट कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग थिंग. एंड आई थिंक विराट कोहली said it even when he retired that for me the best form of cricket was not T20, was not ODI, it was test
Yes.
cricket, because
Yes.
that molds you into and it takes you outside of the cricketing field. It adds to your character and adds to you as a human being, because you go through all these emotions. Think of Mohammad Siraj when he took that last wicket, what he must have felt, and how that has will go into building him as a human being going forward, and how he will discharge himself in real life when he says, "Oh my God, look at me! I was dead and gone, and I've come back from the dead. Thank you, God." So that type of a thing, I think, is what Test cricket does, and that's what me and Narayan, our generation, loved about this game. All the blood, sweat, tears. It came with all that without a television. Just listening to Raju Bharatan and Suresh Saraya's commentary. You don't even know those
And
names, but they were
Doshi.
Hamid Sayani, Raju Bharatan, Suresh Saraya. These guys were like, you could actually feel you on the ground just listening to their commentary, and it was that exciting for us. And I think that's why Test matches are not just about fours and sixes; it's about the entire gamut of the cricketing skills that you should have as a team.
सिराज ने लिखा है कि जब मैंने वो कैच छोड़ा तो मैं 4th डे को मैं जब रूम में गया तो मैंने गूगल से एक पोस्टर निकाला विच सेड आई बिलीव करके.
क्या
मैंने
बात
उसको देखा
वाह
काफी टाइम तक मैंने देखा और मैंने बोला मैं करके दिखाऊंगा कल. ये कैच इज लाइक ड्रॉप, इट इज लाइक लूजिंग अ मैच. सो सी दिस बिलीव्स. और आप सिराज के आप स्टैटिस्टिक्स देखो, 9 for 190 इन अ मैच इज बेस्ट इन हिज टेस्ट. उसके लिए बेस्ट विकेट्स है ये, and among he has reached 50 wickets against England, and he is the 4th player. Others are Kapil Paji, Jasprit, and Ishant Sharma. Plus we were discussing के बुमराह साहब 3 ही खेलेंगे, 5 नहीं खेलेंगे. Siraj has bowled 1113 balls in this series, and he's now
Wow.
number 2 among the list. इसमें भी बुमराह साहब इसके ऊपर है, 2 ओवर ज्यादा डाला है उन्होंने एक सीरीज में 21-22 के अंदर. सो अगेन जैसे निखिल बोलता है ना कि एक प्लेयर दूसरे प्लेयर कंपैरिजन नहीं कर सकते ना. अभी ये डाल रहे हैं, इनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है, लेकिन फिर भी नाउ ही शुड टेक दैट रेस्ट, कमिंग वो हिसाब से. तो ये ऐसा है, वी कैनॉट टेक द सपोर्ट सिस्टम ऑफ प्रसिद्ध, आकाश दीप, and even Jadeja whenever they are bowling. So it's an all-round team effort with somebody leading the game. अपनी बैटिंग बहुत अच्छी है, बॉलिंग डिपार्टमेंट में और भी कुछ देखना है, और फील्डिंग और कैचिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई थिंक इंडिया शुड हाई टाइम गेट ए ओवरसीज कोच इन दैट डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फील्डिंग एंड कैचिंग एक्चुअली. तो एक जरा वो ध्यान रखना चाहिए. हेतवी
सर उसी बात पे सिराज पे एक हो जाए।
जरूर।
स्टंप उड़ते ही टूटी खामोशी, गूंजी भारत की पुकार, 6 रन से लिखी जीत की कहानी, सिराज बने ताजदार।
वाह।
क्या
क्या बात है।
This should go as
For
a short
me,
advice.
Siraj is someone who has literally stolen the show. So
Yes.
yes, like he's the king. Like I know it would be a little more. मुझे पता है निखिल सर अभी बोलेंगे कि आप लोग ऐसे मत करो कि don't glorify the cricketers. I'm a little scared, but no, I mean he stole the
No,
show.
because Prasid did do his bit, and when I spoke about the 2 wickets falling on the fourth evening, both were taken by Prasid. Please remember
Yeah.
that, because those 2 wickets of Root and
ब्रुक
Bethel, had they not gone on the end
बदल
of
लिया।
day by the end of day four, you would have 6 more wickets in hand, 35 to make different equation.
और
And
या
Root going, especially Root going
यस
from the pitch, who had made that century, whatever he made, and going from there, I think so why is that? No, nobody can deny that it was Mohammad Siraj's show. You have to understand that there was that one player who took 4 wickets, of which these two were the critical ones at the end of day four, that allowed you to go into day five with some hope that no, we're not lost. 4 wickets, ले सकते हैं. 6 wicket, root on the root on the pitch. Sorry,
यस।
would have been a different picture.
So very quickly, right before we wrap up, well, we spoke a lot about it, but India को भी इसमें से homework क्या करना है? What are we retrospecting on? What do we look into? हमारा जो
Very quickly, very short, before Narayan comes in, captaincy. I think a little mentoring has to be done. There are a lot of gaps in captaincy. Position number 3, I'm still not sure whether we are there. Between Sai Sudarshan and Karun Nair, there is an issue there. Both have off and on performed. So I think it's just these two. Wicket keeping, Rishabh Pant, I still think he's not a he's still not a test player. He's done a few centuries, but I think he's more his angel guardian angel was looking after him from heavens. But I think that wicket keeping slot, KL Rahul has to think whether he should there and get another player. These are the 3 things that I would think have to be looked at.
answer.
One find of this series is Washington Sundar in that all-rounder role, basically.
Absolutely.
So ये all-rounder है जो कि bowling भी करता है, batting भी करता है. Correct now. He is basically a bowling all-rounder who can bat. We want somebody the other way around also, and he could be a pacer also. So एक वो भी एक देखना है. We should not struggle, क्योंकि अपने को 20 विकेट लेनी है ओपोनेंट्स की, वहां अपने तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए. बैटिंग में अच्छा काम चल रहा है, लेकिन बॉलिंग में है. प्लस आई मेंशन फील्डिंग एंड बिकॉज अगर अच्छी फील्डिंग है, अच्छी कैचिंग है, दैट इज इक्वल टू ऑलमोस्ट 20% ऑफ द गेम वन.
And just one last thing, I forgot Shardul Thakur. I think you need a paceman all-rounder. We have Washington Sundar and Ravindra Jadeja as spinning all-rounders. We need one all-rounder who's a pace bowler and a batsman. So maybe Shardul, if he's not performing, we need somebody like that to fill that slot whenever he's required.
Alright.
प्लस ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि कुलदीप, अर्शदीप और ईश्वरन को नहीं खिलाया है, तो क्यों नहीं खिलाया है. That the management should look into and speak to the coach and the captain.
बहुत ही गंभीर सवाल पूछा आपने. उसका जवाब गौतम
जगदीशन को तो खाली फ्लाई किया था टू बी रिवर्स रिजर्व विकेट कीपर, बाकी कुछ था नहीं उसके अंदर. बट अदर तो लेके गए थे, 2 महीना रखा उनको, तो खिलाया क्यों नहीं जब जरूरत थी. अभी निखिल ने कहा कि 3 नंबर जो स्लॉट है उधर खिला सकते थे ईश्वर को, मेरे ख्याल से. ही हैज गॉट गुड रिकॉर्ड इन द रणजी ट्रॉफी. या इतवी.
Yes, so that's it. That's all we have. हम गंभीर सवाल पूछते हैं यहाँ पे, देखते हैं कोई जवाब देता है या नहीं. This was India's 6-run win, England's handbrake moment, and Siraj's heroics. We will call it heroic for now. If cricket is drama, this week was Shakespeare with a meme budget. Thank you all of you. Here, this is Cricket TV. We love the game. We roast it gently and occasionally make fun of it. Now, please like, share, and subscribe. Keep in touch. We will come back with a new series, with new videos, new reviews, new previews. Keep in touch. See you later. Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Wishing you happy
जय हिंद
Independence
जय
Day.
भारत
Happy Independence Day, Jai Hind.
हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे
आओ देखे किरकिटी